Unmuting would be a good idea. Alright. Well then. Just jump right into this, I guess. Bit of context. I have played this. I've already kind of explored it all. I did record this, and the recording was garbage. It was completely screwed up. I could not save it. I could not do anything with it. I was livid, as I'm sure you could guess. So I figure, let's just restart it all. I've already kind of tested to see if restarting works, just to make sure. So we're gonna restart all of it. And just to prove that, we're gonna delete save data again. And I'm just gonna have fun with the game and explore it. I love this game, it's great. Screen and subtitle English. Yes, I have played Stanley Parable. There we go, just a little bit brighter. Enter the current time. It is... not AM. Not this time. It's 12:36. Yes. Woohoo! Already aware of that. Alright. Back to the screen. Begin! Let's gonna have fun with this. The end is never the end, is never the end, is loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Sounds like a regular office job.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Red light.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Honestly, it's not a bad desk. I want a desk like this, actually. Just complete tangent, I know, but I want a desk like this in real life one day. And what it'll do is I'll set it up so that the whole thing at the press of a button rises out of the ground. It would look so damn cool. Anywho, oh no! You changed my settings when I reset. Why? Holy shit, put that back on 10, please. Thank you. Gabaget. Can I crouch?
All of his co-workers were
Can I? Ooh, I can.
What mean?
Stanley
Stanley
number one
decided to go to
dad.
the meeting room. Perhaps
I
he
can't
had
read the other
simply
two
missed a memo.
cups. Why is that a box of mugs? I hate Mondays. Ah,
No matter how hard Stanley
I see
looked,
432
he
is using the
couldn't find
latest
a
version of
trace
Apple
his co-workers.
computers. The smallest one they've made, they say. A green ooh, who farted? I don't know. Wait! Turn off your computers. Bunch of fucking animals! Don't you know how expensive electricity is? Ooh, okay. Ooh. What's that? Wait. Have fallen. What? No, what does that paper say? Hang on! Get up. Get up. Get up. I know you can get up. Oh, I'm working on it. I'm gonna get a closer look at that paper. Get up! Come on. I know you can do it. I know you can do it, boy. Alright. Something have fallen. Join... Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Ah. Well, that wasn't as interesting as I had hoped it would be. Someone doesn't know how to put away... Why is everything a mess? Knowing your city. Okay. What? See, that's what concerns me, is why is everything a mess? Turn off your computers! Does that say fun or fuck? Ah, it says fuel! Yes, quite. So, we're gonna explore all the original stuff, I think, before we... I should do as you say, sir.
When Stanley
We'll see
came
your
to a
beautiful
set of
story
2 open
first,
doors, he entered
as
the
you
door
put
on his
it.
left.
I don't know about beautiful, but it's a nice story. The charts!
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
How to
of
solve a dispute with a
disbelief,
coworker. Let it
Stanley
fall up
decided
inside
to
you.
go
Take it out
up to his
passive-aggressively on
boss's
other
office,
coworkers.
hoping
Resent
he
coworkers
might
for
find
not
an
supporting
answer
you
there.
more. And then let it ball up inside you again! Using slides to assure employees that everything's okay. I don't think that works the way you think it. Everyone is unique. Sure. Kind of, yeah. In a way. Depends on how far you want to scale that. No. There's a lot of charts on this slide. It needs more slides instead of charts. Oh, charts and slides, though. Okay. Ah, the charts! Anywho, broom closet. We'll deal with you later. Oh. Did that pick up on stream? Yes, it did.
Coming to a
Oh, that
staircase,
lagged bad.
Stanley walked upstairs
Okay.
to his boss's office.
Seems fine now. Let's go up to the boss's office. Is your secretary smart? Yes, she is. She turned her computer off. Hey, boss! Huh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley
Secret
was once
button.
again stunned to discover
Secret
not
button.
an indication of any human life.
Wait,
Shocked,
why can't I-
unraveled,
what?
Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Yes, of course. I possibly can't know this.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
No, I'm looking around the boss's office because I've never actually looked at his office before.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input
Yes, I
anything
could
on
not
the
possibly
device was
know.
useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was
Chianti?
2845.
Why would you have 3 bottles of Chianti right there? Or Chianti, or however the fuck you say that. I have no idea. Can't fly get off my mic. Why? No, get out of here, fly. He's got a nice piano. Can I play? Oh, I want to play the piano. Nice camera.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in.
Why is the boss's office so damn tall?
And Stanley got the hell along with the story.
Who needs a room this height? Ooh, ominous. Well, we're trapped now. Down we go. Damn. I'm trying to clear my throat all morning. Allergies suck. Then again, so it's smoking with bronchitis.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
In a moment, good sir. If the light is on, call extension 914 immediately.
Mind control facility.
How long has that light been on? No, so you think they'd have that sign right there. Or, you know. Oh. Escape. That must be Italian. Or French. I think I'd rather it be Italian, though, honestly. Ah, boop! What does that say? Oh, those are all numbers.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret
you can hop on this as it's coming up for the speedrun achievement, for those that are interested. You can jump on it while it's coming up. It's not gonna kill you or anything. More numbers! Ooh. Wait, do it again! Woo! I loved that animation.
Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of
an
employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced.
That is so satisfying to watch. I love it.
Stanley, one of them.
What's up with 234 up there?
This place where freedom meant nothing.
Interesting. Well, now hang on. That motherfucker's not an employee. He's a pirate. He doesn't even have a number. He's just a pirate. Boop. Well, that one doesn't even have a number. Neither that. 601 is fired.
To believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his
got a bunch of blank screens there. We got fired. We got a pirate.
To accept it blindly.
I don't remember it. I don't remember working with a pirate. You would think I'd remember a pirate at the meetings.
No, he refused to.
Never.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
I love the way he says that. Utterly blind to the world.
Utterly blind to the world. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy.
I mean, none of them say that, but okay.
Content. Walking, eating.
They just all say mind control status.
All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another.
Once and for all!
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
My dog hair. Ooh. Maybe.
Blackness and a rising chill.
That music stops rather abruptly.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Woohoo!
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Indeed.
Yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley
I'm still
reflected
curious
on
about
how
that.
many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized
But if I go
none
back?
of this mattered to him.
Can I
For
not?
it was
Ah, I'm
knowledge
locked.
or even power that he had been seeking.
Teabag and excitement.
Happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Nice.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
I don't know how
stepped
much this has to
through the
do with
open
anything,
door.
but there's a parking lot right there. There's that. It looks like a shed. There's all these, like, brick walls everywhere. What kind of facility is this? It's like in the middle of fuck all nowhere.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now,
Yay!
that things were meant to happen. And
The true
Stanley
ending or something.
was happy.
Alright. And now we'll proceed to have fun. Starting with an ending I actually didn't get when I recorded this. And I completely forgot it existed. But I watched Markiplier play it and it reminded me. What could it mean?
All of his co-workers
Turn
were
off computers.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
They
he
don't
had
seem to
simply
be
missed
anywhere.
the memo.
Turn
No
off your
matter
computers!
How hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
We'll get that
co-workers.
for later. That's another ending right there. For those that are wondering, ooh, I hate Mondays. I hate days. I mean, so I kind of agree with you there. Yes. 412 and
Stanley
411.
came to a set of two open doors.
Meeting
He entered the door
room!
on his left.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager.
Yet there was not a single person
Paper?
here either. Feeling a wave of
IT
disbelief,
department.
Stanley decided to go up
We're
to his
broke
boss's
Wednesday.
office, hoping he might find
That's
an
kind of
answer there.
catchy. I like that. We're broke Wednesdays and marketing Mondays. Hell yeah. Termination Tuesdays. Yes, I love that. Pranking floors meeting. Weekly review. What to do about 432. Don't tell 432 about the meeting. What did cabal planning? Shit. Broom closet. Okay, that lagged.
Stanley stepped
I
into the broom
teleported.
closet, but there was
Okay,
nothing
for your
here,
sake,
so he
sir.
turned
Actually,
around
no.
and got back on
No.
track.
We're going to pursue this. I
There
am
was
a
nothing
bucket.
here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I'm
was
admiring
baffling
the
that
broom.
Stanley was still just sitting in
The whole
broom
closet.
He wasn't
For
even
such
doing
a
anything.
broom.
At least if there was something to interact with,
It must
he
be
could
one
justify
hell of a
in some
broom.
way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I have to ask. Yes. Cuz.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Hush.
Standing around doing
I have
nothing?
never seen a pipe wrench
Why?
like this before.
Please
Has
offer me
anyone?
some explanation
In real life,
and
I mean. Has
continue
anyone
if
seen a
you
pipe wrench like
refuse.
this before? I have never seen one like this before. This can't be a real pipe wrench,
You
right?
do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, At least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me, because literally, this closet is of absolutely no significance.
Okay, no, that's exactly
to
what
the
I think
story
that is. Okay.
whatsoever.
Those are clip, they're like a
I never would have thought to
sheet metal
mention
clipper or something. Or no, I know exactly what that is. That.
Maybe to you, this is somehow its own branching path.
Oh, the broom closet ending!
When talk about this
Yeah!
You'll say, oh, did you
I
get
absolutely
the
butchered
broom
that.
closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite.
Why is this wire
I
frame?
hope your friends find this
I know exactly what that is. I have one of those. Well, that's just fucking rude!
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because
Hey,
of the family connection.
only one of those
That's
is
how
true.
Stupid he is. That
Maybe.
or drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to
I'm not
drugs.
sure it's an
and
addiction yet,
hookers.
but... Oh. Damn it, that's the third time this week.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave
Wish I could
because
jump.
there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system, and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a
I'm
situation
trying to
like
fix this duct
the
tape.
responsible thing is to alert
It's
someone
hanging.
nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological
pencil.
vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic
Indeed.
first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in
But of
video
course.
gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary
All
of
right,
this
all right,
game
all right.
is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just
Yeah,
step
it's
out
great
into
to
the
be
hallway.
here. Of course not.
Second player, it's good to have you on board.
A broom closet? Wow!
Came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can
mean,
hammer out the details. I'm not
I
particularly
got a dog.
picky. I'll just be waiting
He's
for when
sleeping,
you're
though.
ready to pick up the story again.
Alright. Well, that's enough of that. Onwards. Alright.
Coming to a staircase.
Actually, while we're
Stanley
up here-
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Panda! Take that, China. Open the door. I go down. Did he say Stanley? Did he whisper Stanley? Why? So. A long elevator ride. Doesn't actually go anywhere. But I will make one of these one day. I kid you not, I will one day make an elevator that does just this. It just shakes, acts like it's moving somewhere, doesn't move anywhere. I think that would be so fun. Does he have his hand on the world? Why? He's got his hand on the globe. Okay. Ha! Yes! I got it! Freedom!
Stepping.
Do, 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 do. Shall we, play with the broom closet again? No? Okay. Okay, he's done with the broom closet. Back to charts. And everybody remember, Friday we've got that meeting about 432. Nobody tell 432. We're probably gonna fire him. Okay, I can't go through that door. It's oddly more ominous without the narrator. Hey! This door's open now. 428. That... Ah, back into the void that is loading. You are now leaving! Okay. Is this another elevator to nowhere? Okay, not that way. Escape pod bay floor 760. Okay. 755. Why is this door red? Why is this door red? That bothers me a little bit. Okay, up to 756. What's up here? Nothing. More offices. Why would an office building have an escape pod? That's just fun. Seven, 5, 8. Still nothing different. Jigga jigga. I swear the door actually moved a bit. Okay. Do 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 do. Alright, 759. One more floor. Jigga jiggle. Oh. Portal much? Escape pod launch bay. Okay. What if the whole point of this is just another portal type facility? Have I... Hello? Am I not all the way forward? No, I can hear myself move. Oh, ah! What? Oh! It's just a big, dark room, that's all. Freedom? Ah! What have you done? Oh, I escaped. Nice. Woohoo! Back here! Indeed, what could it mean? Turn off your computers!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Get that. Do 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 do. Ah! Remember that ladder. It's important. Alright. We'll keep exploring this way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Check this whiteboard this time. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right, next day's agenda. Refleet.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
What does that mean?
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
the future was yesterday.
Stanley
Tomorrow
to
is
go up
now.
to his boss's office,
I believe we call that the
might
present.
find an answer there.
Get Chris out of the broom closet. Well, alright. Come on, Chris, get out of the broom closet.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is.
I was going to say,
if
I could finish,
in this room,
I was just looking for Chris. Okay, they said he was in the broom closet, alright? Downstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Ominous. Actually, let's go turn the controls on. Also, bathroom! Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Virtual Extreme Bathrooms. Everybody's favorite magazine. Anywho. The beige pages. That's great. Open it! Oh. What? What? What?
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere.
What?
Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going.
I'll do it.
Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour.
Keypad.
But when at last he began
What
to
could
move
it
about
mean?
and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although
So
this keypad
devious.
guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and
I've
so
never heard-
random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly ever. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random
I
buttons on the
have
keypad,
never
Stanley
heard that
happened to
dialogue
enter the
before.
correct code by
That was
sheer
completely new.
amazing. He stepped into
Man,
the
I
newly opened
see. That's why I
passageway.
like this game. There's so much detail into everything they did. Like, you can actually tell that they cared about making something good, not just something that was, you know, sellable. I wish more game companies would do that nowadays. Alright. Ah, there goes that bulb again. Somebody better call the electrician. But escape!
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway
Oh,
had the
will
word
I?
escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this
Will I
hall,
really?
Stanley would meet his violent death. The door
Oh,
behind him
fine.
was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
We'll go turn the power on, then we'll go see what's down here. Yes. Too much.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Woohoo! Almost missed that.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
Do I?
secret did
I
this
don't
place
know.
hold?
The
Stanley
world may never know.
Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life.
No.
Their true nature revealed.
Ah, I can't walk
Each
forward.
bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
I love that
Stanley,
transition.
one of them, eternally monitored in
Habbo!
this place where freedom meant nothing.
No. It's too horrible.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the
Maybe.
only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Have
That
I
his
been truly
emotions had been
blind to the
manipulated
world?
To accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe
Indeed.
it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Oh, yeah, load them up.
As you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself, is that what you wanted?
Do you?
Control? Oh, Stanley.
Oh, really?
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls
we'll see about that, bye.
And leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Lieutenant?
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode.
Show it to me, baby.
Complex.
Woo! Let's go.
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine.
Oh, wait.
You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Indeed.
More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Sure.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment
the
of
fail-safe is
before you're
disabled.
obliterated.
Nice.
I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
Thank you.
I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes
always a
when I tell
delight.
it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Cool.
Other times, I let the office
Green
sink
button.
into the ground,
It's this, right?
everyone inside.
Yes.
Or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this though. This
What if I just go
version of
press
events
all
has been
these?
rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you.
A door! What is behind the door?
To see it go.
Give me the door!
I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Haba!
You know what? To hell
All right.
with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the
Or
clock.
does it?
Why not? These are precious additional seconds. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley?
Smile.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just
Big
assume
button.
when you saw that that something in this room was capable of
Well,
turning
except
you
that I
on?
can't.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen
All
to
right.
screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Oh, this
These
jewel.
numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching.
Okay, we want blue now. Haba!
For every moment that you're powerless.
It's a
To see
tragedy.
you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this
Always
world,
fun.
that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
Yep.
30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown.
19. Wait.
Will you
This
pay
cup is different.
attention to your frail life?
Give me this
Or will you
cup.
let it go peacefully?
It has the answers.
Choice. Make it
199.
or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second.
There's
of
no
your
actual way to
life
beat that,
from the
by the way.
moment we fade in until the moment I
I'm
say,
pretty sure.
"Ever up."
Or to my knowledge, no one has found a way to beat that. But I don't think there's actually a way to beat that. I think that's the point. I actually think people went into the files and found that none of those buttons are tied to anything. So I think there actually is genuinely no way to beat that. Whatever could it mean?
All of his co-workers were
Man,
gone.
can we get
What could
432 an
he do?
actual computer?
Stanley
I mean,
decided to go to the
seriously.
meeting room.
This is just kind of
Perhaps he had
sad.
something
All he
misleading.
has is a
No
lamp and
matter
a
how hard
pencil
Stanley
sharpener.
looked, he couldn't find
What
a
does
trace of
432
his
do all
co-workers.
day? I like work, I just hate my boss. I don't know about that. Turn off your computers! Ah! Hello? Oh, that was me walk. Turn off your computers! Alright. Ooh, not yet, not yet. Little teaser. We got one more route I want to go down here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What does whiteboard say? Bi-quarterly post-review review.
Yet there was not a single person
What?
here either. Feeling a wave of
402 and 405 want to get rid of the
Stanley
death
decided to go up
sport
to his
portion
boss's
in the
office,
primary
hoping he
review
might find an
schedule.
answer there.
What? A death sport portion. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hit to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net. Some sort of child trap. Ooh, that's dangerous. A lot of percent space between the teenagers. What? Throw something in the ideas bin. 1. No more bins, trash cans. 2. Renaming of the ideas. 3. Firing of me. Renaming of the ideas bin. Got it. Monetize, free to play. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people already figured that out. Oh, it's boarded up now! No! Alright. Eh, we're headed downstairs.
Coming to
Why
a
is this car
staircase,
here?
Stanley
And why is it
walked
on?
upstairs to his boss's
How did they get
office.
here? Through here? Does this lead outside?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during
Of course.
work hours. He might be fired for that. And in
Please say
such
that
a
says spilled
competitive
coffee. Oh, it's just
economy,
farted.
why
Damn
had
it.
he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think
Ooh,
he
blue
was
cup.
crazy.
Coffee nut.
And
Hell
then
yeah.
something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I know, it's crazy,
All of
right?
my co-workers blinking mysteriously
Of course.
out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Oh,
None of
yeah.
it made any
Ooh, lamp.
logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make
Magic.
other strange observations. For example, why
Gremlins.
couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically
Demons!
behind him wherever he went?
I don't know.
And for that matter, these rooms
I mean, it
were
says
starting to
exit,
look
so
pretty
let's just keep
familiar.
following the
Were they
exit.
simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself. This is
I'm
all
dead.
too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't
is it?
found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream.
Woohoo!
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His
I mean, I think that's
co-workers were
debatable.
actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't
Tate.
crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll
Box.
wake up soon. I'll have to go back to
Can
my
I hop in the
boring
car and
real-life
leave?
job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this
Oh,
when I'm still
wee!
lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Nice.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space
Woohoo!
on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
What
How
is it this
was he
time?
remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is
I
there
can't
a
help you with
voice
that
in
one,
my
buddy.
head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Oh.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming
Trippy.
about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts,
Do you?
he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Maybe.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice,
It has to be.
words
It
was
has
a
to be.
shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely.
See, the funny thing is, this is how overthinking works.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this
yes.
was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment.
I mean, that sounds pretty boring, buddy.
My job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Normal sucks.
My life is normal. I am normal.
Nope.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I love the way he says that.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office.
Everything's turning red.
Please, someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can
I
anyone
love the
hear
way
my
he says
voice?
that. Stanley
Who am
started
I?
screaming.
Who am I?
Just so calmly.
Everything went black.
He started screaming. Who dat?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the
not
body
again.
of a man who had stumbled through town talking and
Now it's the
screaming
fourth
to
time this
himself,
week.
and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although
Actually,
she
no, I
would
blew up
soon
a bit ago,
turn
so
to
it's the
go
fifth.
call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
Of course.
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to
No, you're
herself
not.
how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The
Yep.
very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this.
You could
So
have at
it was
least
only a
called the
moment
cops or
that she
something and
stood
said, hey, there's a dead
staring
body
down at the
here.
body. And then
Oh,
she
shit.
turned and ran.
Now I'm gonna get... I mean, if it's New York, I'll get eaten by homeless people or something. Like, what the fuck? Actually, shit, that happened probably in San Francisco, too. I'm not gonna lie. Alright! Woo! Another loop! Let's go! What?
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all
was
just
new,
laugh and laugh at the
think.
time I thought everyone
me.
had gone missing. No matter
Turn
how
off the
hard Stanley
computers.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Alright. No, we're not getting the new content yet. Ha. Not yet. I need to come this way for just one more thing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let me in.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
Wrong.
office.
I walked
Coming
upstairs to the
staircase,
secretary's
Stanley
computer.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It needed an input. Now we shall restart. All right.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided
that's
that
new.
as soon as he found a new space
That
he felt
is
safe
a completely
in,
new
that he
one.
would never leave
There's
it
the
again
next input.
in his life.
Put it in! Input. Input. Thank you! That took forever. Can we get 434 a better computer? It's laggy as fuck. No, thank you. Somebody call HR. Turn off your computers! Ah! Not yet. Now we'll go to the right. Yes.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
But
room.
we'll get the
and
escape
Stanley
route
knew
later.
Perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
In a
stop
bit.
by the employee lounge
I just
first,
remembered it,
just to
honestly.
admire it.
Ooh. Why are there so many copy bugs?
Yes, truly a room
What is
worth
this?
admiring.
No, what did that one say?
It had
Wanna
really
read
been
it?
worth the detour after
Oh,
all.
that's
Just to
worth-
spend a few
yeah.
moments here in this immaculate,
Ooh,
beautifully
cold drinks.
constructed room.
Everybody's favorite.
Stanley simply stood here,
a sharpener?
drinking it all in.
All right. Coffee!
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating.
Shush,
that
shush,
even
shush,
though
shush,
all
shush,
your
shush.
co-workers have
I'm
mysteriously
exploring.
vanished,
I'm looking
here
for
you sit
secrets
looking
and
at these chairs and some paintings.
attention to detail.
Really worth it.
Like this coffee mug being knocked over on its side.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy.
Maybe.
And reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. But at
No,
last,
not
he had
yet,
enough
not
of
yet.
the
We'll explore
amazing
that
room
later.
And took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Maybe.
Stanley was so bad at following
door is open.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Have we?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh.
I'm not your enemy.
Oh.
really, I'm not.
Stranger
I
danger!
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
You
but
see?
the fact
See?
is
Danger.
that the
Danger
story has been
everywhere.
about nothing but you. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
No buckets past
I
this
don't
point?
know how to
Okay.
convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove
Maybe.
it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen
maybe.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked
But
through
what
the
if
red
I
door.
walk through the blue? Yeah, yeah, we'll walk through the red door. Oh, sorry, I'm mildly colorblind.
Ah, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley
That was
walked
red,
through
right?
the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, I can't close the red door. Okay. Blue. I do.
All right, fine.
Maybe.
Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at
It's
the end of this
beautiful!
road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
I don't know.
You see?
Why?
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires
Chickens.
of yours. What would have made this game better?
No, tacos.
What did you want?
Add tacos everywhere.
Vehicles?
Taco
Skill
Tuesday.
trees? Work with me. You give me absolutely nothing
There's a
far.
cheap.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels
Sure.
a bit further where we were before.
Why is it
Go
a
ahead,
wooden
Stanley.
door?
Take it
Wood
for a
door?
spin.
Wall door. Door made of wall. More choices.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from
More
allowing
choices
you
are
more
always fun.
choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly. A calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
What if I gave you like a 1?
Don't even try. Here, based on the data.
All right, show me what you got.
I've compiled a new version.
Open the
To be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the
What?
park with this one. Let's take
a
look.
leaderboard. I'm pretty sure these are all fake, but maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're fake though, because only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. Ranked dead last. Anywho, back through the first door. Ahara. No.
Now, would you say that
No,
competitive
leaderboards are
leaderboard
stupid.
helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
It immediately jumps into
honest
something
answers,
else.
please. Hey,
Cool.
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh.
In this game, the baby crawls left.
So it's like having a
towards
real
danger.
kid.
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes
Oh, if I had the time, I
once you've been
would,
playing
just
it
to
for
see if
about
something else
4
would happen.
hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
I hate
Be
that.
sure to keep
I
notes
hate that
on your
noise. Let it burn. Burn. I hate that noise. I did it because I hate that noise.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try.
Was it really, though?
I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
What do you have?
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Nice.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What have you found, sir? Ooh! It's Firewatch!
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below
What does
you
it say?
from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some
Somebody
sort of
zoom!
twisted
Enhance!
erotic
What does it say?
purpose. Yes, that must be it.
Incoherent
What a
nonsense? Got
fascinating
it.
venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game.
I'd
Stan.
actually love to
And it
have one of
seems there's
these.
even more.
One of these
Come,
Firewatch
let's
towers. I
venture
think they're
outward
cool.
and see what else is out there.
I think it'd be cool just to camp out in one of these for a few weeks, you know? I don't think they really use these anymore, though, from what I hear. Or at least not in my area. They don't really have a fire watch anymore. Or they don't have towers like this, because I think they weren't safe or something like that. It was something like that. I know that there's not a lot of business for it anymore. Again, in this area. Firewatch was a good game, though. I never played it, but I did watch playthroughs of it. Freedom!
No, it can't be.
Yeah! No!
It is. It's an open world game. Good
What's
God,
the sign
quickly,
say?
block it
Jonesy Lake.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You
Well,
really wandered off
yeah.
into that thing, that big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh,
No!
thank heavens we avoided it.
Let's go explore the woods and get mauled to death by a bear.
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
No!
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable...
I'm gonna go back up in my tower then. No!
Okay, I think this will be
All
just
right.
the thing.
Rocket League! Can I have the cars?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
Isn't it an interesting thought
Stanley, if
to
you
think
manage
that
get
this is
lost in
probably
game, I will be phenomenally
what it's like
impressed.
to be in a Rocket League arena without a car?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously
Sports
there's
ball?
no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here.
Woo!
Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yeah,
Ooh.
I think surely we must.
Eh.
Okay, Stanley, here's
I
the
can't.
ball.
There we
Have
go.
fun.
Wah! Wah! I think. Maybe. Eh!
Are you doing
Get
it?
in!
Are you winning?
No!
Is this fun?
Ah, I
Is it
suck
better
at
than my
this, just like
miserable
regular
little
Rocket
story that I
League.
worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a
Spleebly?
and I realize I'm not a sports
I
artist.
love drinking
If
Spleebly.
one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more
on,
euphoric
get in.
sports experience.
Get in!
I'm going
Woo!
Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh goodness, that really
Yes.
does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm
Woo!
like a child in a confectionery
Yeah!
shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Woohoo! Get in! Get in! I don't know.
Are you enjoying this?
Woohoo!
You having
Get
fun?
in!
Is
What?
this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes
How
to
dare
an
you,
end.
sir.
This is my game, and what I say goes.
Really?
You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I am structure.
Okay, bye-bye.
I'm your sense of purpose.
What
And
are you
since
doing?
decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, hold on. What are you doing?
A big dramatic, I'm leaving! What are you doing? Ooh. Woohoo! Oh. I shall learn to do it myself!
How
Oh.
do you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
I didn't realize I was walking off an edge. Hello? Oh. Huh. So this all kind of loops back in here. Well, I know how your story ends. I'll just follow that path. It's easy. So we walk down here, we go into the meeting room, that door's locked, okay. Well, this is ominous. Love what you did with the place. Hey, there's a light. Ooh. Everything else is off. Nothing else has a window. Hey! My office! Ooh. I got a fancy setup too. Hot damn. This is awesome. Press all the buttons. Give me the buttons. I'm guessing, yeah.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story,
Maybe.
well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am.
Of course.
That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be
Sooner than
back.
we think?
The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Ah, yes. Loading. Oh, I'm out of order. Shit. Wahoo! We're back at it! Right into another ending! Oh. Straight into another ending. That was not the intent, but damn, that was beautifully timed. Woo! We made it! We made it to heaven. It's just a bunch of colorful buttons that we can press forever! Woo! Buttons. Woo! Press all the buttons! Buttons! Woohoo! Yeah! There's no way out of this, by the way. We have to begin again. Man, heaven was kind of boring, wasn't it? It's just buttons that you can press forever. All right. Oh, and that's ready to go whenever. Hot damn. Indeed. I know you haven't turned off your computer, 435.
All of his co-workers were gone.
And
What could it mean?
424.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
Oh,
had simply
you
missed a
motherfucker.
memo.
And 421. There's a... I'm waiting for a thing to happen here. Maybe we'll see it in a bit. I don't know. Hello? Nothing? Oh, guy. To the right!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Maybe.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
Uh-huh.
it. Wow.
Indeed.
Yes. This room.
Anywho.
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
Nice.
Thank goodness Stan... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
There.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
But I don't have feet, sir! How dare you!
Look, Stanley, I think...
Pointing out a physical ailment of mine? How dare you!
I'm not your enemy. Really, I'm not.
I didn't
realize
wait
that
long enough.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform
Whoopsie.
and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
See, that's why you don't make
Everyone
fun of
thinks
people
you are
without
very
feet.
powerful.
They do stuff like that. I keep forgetting I'm out of water. Yep, okay. We'll keep going.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
To the right. Yes, yes, yes,
When
yes.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by
Truly.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called
It's
so
quaint.
deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, its subtle charm.
I would change the decor a little bit.
Stanley knew
Honestly,
it was
I do
something
actually really like this room.
something darker.
It's weird, but I do actually like this layout. It's nice.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room
No.
captivating.
Later.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley
Let's
took
actually
the first open door on his
not
left.
Miss. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it
Stanley
is
was
in
so
motion.
bad at
It will
following
cause death.
directions,
Penalty for
it's
misuse of
incredible
cargo
he
lift,
wasn't
1,000.
5 years
Penalty
ago.
for jumping off the cargo lift, 5 grand. Yikes. So if you happen to live, you get charged 5 grand. Yikes.
Look, Stanley, I
Why?
think perhaps we've
Why?
gotten
Why
off on the
is
wrong
this just
foot
hooked
here.
on with hooks?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone
That should be a
else is
lot more
difficult,
secure.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Maybe.
What? Really? I was in the
I don't
middle
know.
of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something
But I've
bad
already
to happen
seen
to
it.
you? Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
We'll listen to you this
Let
time.
me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Through the red door.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Right.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Maybe.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be
this
happy
isn't the
all
ending
this
I think it
time?
is.
The problem is all these choices.
Yes.
The two of us always trying to get somewhere that
Life
isn't
is killing
here.
us.
Running and running and
That's the
running,
point.
just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to
Nah.
we would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
Always move forward.
And I
Always
think-
pushing on
I
to do
think I have a
things.
solution. Here, let me show you.
It's a waste of time to stop or go backwards. Ooh. Tacos! Chicken tacos?
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here,
Do ya?
right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Man,
I
you're easy to
actually
please, ain't
feel
ya?
Happy.
forward. Always forward.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Indeed.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
No.
We'll lose
You need
all
it
of
taken
this.
from you.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't
What?
take this from me. Please, Stanley, think
Yeah.
about... No! Oh, thank God.
Nope, you have an addiction, sir. You have a problem.
Can we please get back to the other room? No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before.
You need to lose this.
If you die, we'll both go back.
It's for your own good. Fine, I will be nice. I will be nice. I will be nice. And I will shuffle my way over to the other room and give you one last look.
Yes. Perhaps
okay.
You can. Perhaps you finally
I'll take one last look.
About. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place.
What about this place makes one happy? The colors? Red is the color of blood. And green is the color of pus. On a black background filled with stars. I mean, it's not... Even the blue was kind of... Yeah, it goes up into sort of a purpley blue. I don't see why you're so enamored with this place, Mr. Narrator. Indeed.
No.
What is that? What is that? Wait. That's a child's drawing. What? What? I've never noticed this before. That is a child's drawing. Should I be concerned? What the fuck? Why is that here? Am I gonna find like the Grudge underneath the stairs or something? What the fuck? No!
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over
You can't be happy until you lose your happiness.
Willing to kill yourself to keep
we suffer to learn.
Happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
A little bit of that too. Not gonna lie.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it.
We are! I'm helping you.
Anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
I'm helping you.
Well, this one is yours.
You'll thank me for this later. This will make us both better people. Indeed. While that loads, I'm gonna go grab myself a bottle of water real quick.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Alright, cool. Let's go. Turn off your computers!
All of his co-workers were gone.
Maybe.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What if...
When Stanley came to a set of two
One more
open
thing over
doors,
here
he
that I
entered
forgot
the
to
door
get.
on his left.
Ooh. Meeting room! No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay.
Stepping into his manager's
Let's just...
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
No, not this
indication
one.
of
Hang on,
any
wait a
in
minute.
life. What could it... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as
Open the
quickly
door,
as possible.
and you
he
can
didn't
talk,
even
okay?
have a
You can
single
talk and
minute
open the
to
door.
just let the narrator talk. That kind of
No, I
anxiety
hate
isn't
New Age
helpful.
music.
So he relaxed for a few
It's not
moments with
calming,
some
it's just
calming New Age
annoying to
music.
hear. Turn it off! Ah! Open. Oh.
Feeling soothed
Open.
and rejuvenated,
Yes!
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passage.
Button! Alright. Nice. Loading! Loading, loading, loading. I guess the end is the end again. Maybe. Do 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 do. Roto, roto. See, there are
Stanley walked
two
straight
other
ahead
endings
through the
here.
large door that read Mind Control
Eeny, meeny,
Facility.
miny, you. Woohoo! I exist down here now. I should have turned the monitors on, or the lights at least.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility.
Uh-huh.
Welcome. You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom
Makes
of
sense.
the Mind
It
Control
happens.
Facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development.
Ugh.
And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came
Woohoo.
time to update the game, we knew that we had to do
Nice.
something about this little goof.
New
of ours.
content!
So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances
Maybe.
your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always
Well,
more
yeah.
content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a
Nice.
new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track,
Nice.
Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk.
I should have turned the lights on
Should've been
before I did
careful.
this.
You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. And I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. A railing.
Yeah, should have turned on the lights.
Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job.
I don't
you
think
did it.
that
Good
platform's
job,
even
you
showing
did
up on
it.
the stream.
Good job, you did it.
Oh,
Good job,
no.
You did it. Good job, you did it.
A
Good
lovely
job,
song,
you
though,
did it. Good
I think.
job, you did it.
Oh. Well. On to the escape ending, I suppose. Woohoo!
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned?
Wait.
He made a note to be more careful.
Oh, right, yeah, hang on. Arrgh. There's one here. Get up. Arrgh. Get up the chair! Woohoo! I'm free! I'm not free!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd
I'm in a
broken the
box!
map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along.
Uh-huh.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into
Indeed.
the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So,
Oh, yeah.
now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
The
Why
anti-void!
don't we take a minute just to drink it all in.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm
What
over
if
it now.
I
What do
say
you think?
no?
Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the
It
real
would have
question.
stopped.
What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer?
Maybe.
Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it.
Yes.
Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer?
As long as it
How
takes.
long will you spend in total just to have heard
Oh.
all the narration? Oh, and this
Maybe.
is which, perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough,
mean-
how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones.
Maybe.
Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not.
Maybe.
In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever. and
Oh,
ever.
I have to restart.
Cheers.
You're not letting me choose. Hold up. You underestimate me, Mr. Narrator. I will go back just to press the other one. Do 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 do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I told you I would!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-worker. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the
Indeed.
nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Maybe.
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute
Oh.
just to drink it all
He
in?
took the O.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game
Yeah.
any old time you want. Like right
Sure.
now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Ooh.
There once
He
was
wrote me a
man
song!
named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old, and was
I've never heard that
quite
word before.
particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this
Oh, hey,
parable
there it is.
and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too
Nice.
will become quite unbearable.
I think I know what chords those are. I'm gonna learn to play that later. Is he just gonna play the guitar? It's a nice guitar. I actually like the tune he's playing, but for the sake of time. Load. There it goes. Let's see what we got here. Chicken butt.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
The
could it
world
mean?
may never know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Not yet. No new content yet. Doing a full exploration of this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let me
There
in!
was not a single
Let me
person
in!
there either.
Anyhow.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer
For a
there.
brief moment, I forgot where I was going.
Coming to a staircase,
For a very
Stanley
brief
walked
moment.
upstairs to his boss's
Open the door!
office.
Yes. Secrets to keep it, yeah.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by
Open
now.
the door!
Blah, blah, blah.
Thank you.
Secrets, the keypad,
Ken
Stanley pushes some
Surprise.
buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill
Button.
Surprise.
Woo! Do 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 do. Maintenance elevator. Or secret elevator. Nice. But escape!
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
Oh.
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the
Will
end
I?
of this hall, Stanley
We
would
shall
enter
see about that,
death.
Mr. Narrator.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley
These-
still had every opportunity to turn
these
around
lights
and
are
get back on track.
Off center, and that bothers me.
At this point, Stanley was making
Why
a
are these
conscious,
lights
concerted
off-center?
effort to walk forward.
They are.
And willingly confront
They're
his
like
death.
just barely off center. Why are these lights off center? Something about that just irritates me. I don't know why, but it does. Oh, this place looks lovely. Ooh.
As the
Delightful.
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his
Can't I?
life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned
Yes.
and willingly accepted this violent end to his
Ooh.
brief and shallow life. Farewell,
Do
Stanley.
it! Oh. Who that? Is that Mariella?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the
A peaceful
machine
death.
crushed every bone
Oh.
in his body,
Well,
killing
here,
him
IAB.
instantly.
The Stanley Parable!
And yet it would be just a few minutes
Yep.
before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
Well, I
What
keep
exactly
asking him
did
to
the narrator
add
think he was going to
tacos.
accomplish?
So hopefully that.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in
Stanley's
advance,
computer.
death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Yes.
Do you see that
Blueprint
Stanley
shows the
was
office from the
already
beginning of the
dead
game.
From the moment he hit start.
Sections have been added and altered throughout development, throughout the core layout, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Yeah. I like this ending, actually. Just because it kind of... I don't know, it kind of, like, shows a lot of background stuff, while at the same time making fun of it. Like messing with that texture is floating, I think. Yes, that texture is floating. Good to know. That's just a reused asset. I like it, though. See, I like that they show, like, different looks, different... The button sounds. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, keyboard and a synthesize. Is that true? Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. That's pretty cool. Then we got the desk. Different designs for computer backgrounds. Turn off your computers. That motherfucker was playing solitaire. Why is it lagging? You got credits over here. Developed by Cross. Ooh. Which way do I go? I want to go this way right now. Let's see what's over here. Got an office clock. Boss's office. Wait, what are these other two of? Are these just like different ideas, or? I think these are just different ideas. What is? I never went down this way. The lounge, underground, early version of the underground.
Then he pushed the number 8.
What? That actually sent a chill down my spine. What the fuck? Narration outtakes. Kevin Brighting.
Stanley stood on the roof. Now then, this elevator for sure would get him right back on track to where he was supposed to be in the story.
The voice of the narrator recorded dialogue for the entire game,
When
roughly.
Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever.
Huh.
Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example. Stanley stood on this kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental. Stanley stood on the good.
What is happening? Is he talking more as I stand here?
Probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. I don't know. Here. Well, I'm just going to make this easy on you. You win. Congratulations. You did it. I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
What? Okay.
What do we do now?
Indeed.
I don't... Stanley, where are you right now?
What?
Where am I?
What?
I'm trying to figure out, but I can't... Stanley, who am I? Can you speak to me? Please talk. Have we done this before? Have we been in this room before? How many times have we done this? How many times have I said these exact words? Say something. Anything. Help me, Stanley. I don't know who Stanley, help. Now look closer, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design, textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Then he pushed the number 8.
I want to hear that one. That one in the distance.
Stanley stood on the roof.
You! I want to chase you. I want to hear what you're saying. Stanley stood on the roof. Why did he stand on the roof?
He pushed the big red button. Finally, he pushed
The big red button?
Stanley stood on the snow.
Okay. Why'd I stand on the snow?
Stanley pushed.
Alright. That's weird. I've never been in there. I never came down this way. That's mildly concerning. The freedom ending! Oh, and we got the elevator. The monitor room elevator. Another version of the freedom ending. A countdown desk. Don't do a count. Ooh, oh, never mind. That says exit. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. So much more to explore. It's over here. Oh, different iterations of the office. What am I hearing? I was hearing extra footsteps. The apartment timer. Why are my feet delayed? Yeah, why is all the sound delayed? A vent? There was a vent? There's a vent in the lounge? Wait! What? Oh. No. They thought about adding a vent. It seems there isn't one. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I think this is the one that won out. Was number 3. Stuff from the meeting room. I feel compelled to go search the lounge now and that area. I think that'll be the next ending we get anyways. Levers! Levers! Oh. Zending levers? Originally a part of the Zending, which is this. Player will pull the lever and the narrator will describe what color they had pulled. Why? Boxes! Zending model. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. There's buttons. Buttons? Can I press the buttons? Let me press the buttons. Arrgh. What? It's eventually cut, and yeah, because I think this is... Oh! Wait. I might know what the Zending is. It's the button ending. It became the button ending. The heaven ending. What the fuck? Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. So the first one, released in May 2012, it features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Huh. I never even knew about this. Huh. Interesting. The game is now paused. The escape menu. Very few players realized this was what you were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everybody. I think a lot of people just probably didn't want to yet. Okay, and this leads back over here. So what's over to the right? No, let's... Oh. No. What? What's over here? Okay, that's the trailer ending. This layout makes no sense. Hang on. What? What? Open it again. I dare you. Open it again. Press the button. Press the button. Press the button. Okay. Interesting. Wait. What? Yeah, that is lagging really bad, actually. I'll have to restart in a bit anyways. Let's see, we got the office, we got texture, we got stuff for this, we got the maintenance room. Ooh, fun! Something about Warzone. How far? Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. Some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not the intention. Yeah. Also, I mean, I think it would have... I don't know, I think the game is better like this. From Pixels... Oh... What is this? Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these for further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Work of art and standalone title. How many will it have? Infinite quests? How many endings? What? What? What is the difference between a duck? These have to be fake, right? Actually, the funny thing is, I could full-heartedly believe these are all real as fuck. I know people are that weird. That could be real as fuck. Wait. What? Wait, the apartment timer. Wait a minute. What? Did I just walk past it is all? No, there was something else here. Hang on. There was something else in this room. Wasn't there? I don't... Or I didn't go in there. Probably that. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of addition piece. Oh. Okay. Nice. Oh, it's got chains. Cool. Alright, moving on. Oh, that is... Hold up.
Oh, look at these two.
What if
How they wish to...
Hold up, hold up. Let me try...
destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What? Hang on. I think this is an issue on my end. Real quick. Try something real quick, see if that fixes it. Nope. Okay. Fuck it. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off! Oh, the lag's getting worse. Why is it getting worse?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not.
I don't understand.
Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop
What?
the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation.
What?
There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be
Okay,
walking
hang
someone
on,
else's
hang on,
path.
hang on,
Stop
hang on,
trying
hang
to be
on.
your own-
Shush, lady. Let me try another thing.
Only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there, just a kind of, tingle. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story. I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door and this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please. Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality. Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late. Oh, it's It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to. I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall. I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried. How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle. Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, when I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend? Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? Oh, never mind. You're not a dork. Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Je suis dans la mémorisation, c'est sur la pluie de l'eau, et je n'attends plus
And
que
over here
toi.
is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now, a lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content. Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by the... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've got me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with pressurized gas altering this particular review so that it reads as something more benefit. From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in a stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves that they couldn't help but leave a negative review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This you can see. The end is never the end, 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 is never the end. Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time. Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you. You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on. Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen. What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel. Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, Then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great! Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Oh, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
receiver.
Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.